All right, so my name is Kelby Schonthaler, and I interned at the Waukene KOA for the 4th year in a row. I've been working there for 5 years now. So this year I was privileged enough to work all ranges of the campground, starting with the morning shift, and that's probably the most brutal one. Start at 8 o'clock and you work till 1 or 3, it depends on the day. So basically you're just checking out guests from the previous night. You're making sure that we get the cabin keys back for those who rented out the cabins the night before. We clean out the night box that has extra maps if we aren't sold out, etc. Sometimes there's a bunch of June bugs in there. Then I answer the phone, take reservations for that day or future dates, whichever it may be. And then handing out bags of ice on those 100+ degree weather days. The Groundskeeper, this one was the new one. I didn't really do much of this in the past, but this year I had 2 weeks full of it. Basically, this opened my eyes to what it really takes to run a campground outside of working in the office. Maintain the pool every day. That was the #1 thing you did in the morning. You got to work and you made sure the pool was clean. You cleaned it in every way, shape, or form. You watered the flowers, make sure those are good and watered, especially on those hot days. Checking sites for trash, making sure there's no cigarette butts or anything like that from the previous guests. Mowing all the sites in the surrounding land and property. I didn't take part in any of the mowing, however, there's a lot to do. Picking up trash at noon, going, looking at the dog bags, making sure that those are full, taking them out, putting them in the dumpsters. Wednesdays, Mondays, and Fridays, cleaning the trash after the trash guy comes and gets our big buckets of trash. And then pulling weeds, and that was kind of annoying at the 100-degree weather, just sitting out there for 3 hours. The office shift, this one's the one I've done for the last 5 years, every day it seems like. Checking in guests, that's the main one, just doing that. Working with people, taking reservations on the phone. You do have the occasional, where I answer the phones and take reservations during that time. Deal with hostiles, that's a lovely one. With all the heat and everything like that, and especially when we are sold out those nights, some people don't like that. So they get a little antsy, so we're learning how to deal with them properly and how to help them, whether it be suggesting different parks or whatever in the surrounding areas. And then just basically just being a jack of all trades, helping them out on the park with their motorhomes or whatever the case may be, just kind of doing everything. The Gatekeeper, this is the night shift. Checking guests after hours, after the office closes about 8 o'clock. I'm out there till 10 on my little golf cart, zooming around, just helping people. Solving on-park disputes. I know there's been a few times where we've had 2 guests kind of combat at each other, and so I had to be there to sever that. I sit out there and I turn away guests if we are sold out. I know all of May through July we've been sold out every night, so I get to be the nice person to tell people that we are full. And again, they don't like that most of the times. Making a presence known, again, back with the people that kind of get a little combative with each other, just having a presence there really helps solve that, knowing that they can't get away with some things. Filling the night box, if we aren't sold out, putting maps in there so people can fill it out and have a place to stay for the night. And then locking the pool up, just making sure all the chairs put down, locking the pool, make sure there's no trash or nobody's left anything in there or anything like that. So that's all that one really pertains to. And then my project, I didn't really work on this one completely by myself. I had a few other people that worked on the campground with me. Basically, we redid the whole dog park. It's not finished yet. It's actually getting finished as we speak. Sanded all the wood down, and then we were out there in those 100+ degree days painting it, and that was brutal. But it is not finished. It is getting finished. Some knowledge gains. Doing this job, having multiple different areas of the job, I learned many things. I broadened my view of many new kinds of people. You meet so many new people doing this job, and so you learn how to work with many people. New worldly views. We do have a lot of people that come in from out of the country, so it's really interesting to see what they think of a campground and what they think of the United States in general. Consistency is key, especially working groundskeeper and stuff like that. You got to stay consistent on what you're doing. You got to make sure that you're doing everything right and to the fullest of your capability. Otherwise, that comes back on you, comes back on the park. So, purpose, doing all this, it gives a purpose to, what you do. It shows that. Um, perspective and direction on adulthood. You meet many new adults, and you kind of figure out who you want to be and who you don't want to be. So you're able to figure that out pretty easily. Again, that kind of follows with what I want to be and what I want to offer. You get to see the people out there with their family, with their friends, and doing stuff like that. So you set goals during that time, and then maturity. You gotta, I think, be pretty mature whenever you're handling with certain people, because if you're not, well, sometimes things can get a little worse than they already are. So, but that's it. Thank you for Mark and Deb for taking me back for another year, and thank you for Nex-Gen for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. So that's it.